What's going on YouTube? TeamSC back online here, and we've got another 3v3 video for you today. Now today I'm going to try and do something a little bit special. I'm going to be playing this game and trying to show it more or less from my perspective and try to give you a little insight. Now if you play team games in general, whether it's 2v2, 3v3, God forbid 4v4, I'm sure you've run into this problem against many Protoss on the ladder. Now it seems like most Protoss these days will usually go for one or two things. The first one being either a cannon rush. If they don't cannon rush you at the start, they're probably just going to sit back, take a bunch of bases, and go for that lovely Protoss, Air Toss, Sky Toss, Deathball army we all know and love. Now I know a lot of people have been having trouble playing against this style, and I'm going to take some time and kind of show you how to beat it, at least from a Terran perspective, okay? Me personally, I love when the Protoss goes for Sky Toss, and my win ratio against those kind of army compositions has been pretty good, assuming my allies don't just suck pretty bad and they have, you know, decent army compositions. So anyways, going to be opening up this game normal. Now you just, whenever you start off as Terran, you know, you can't just assume they're going for Sky Toss. Obviously you gotta kind of scout it out at some point or see it, but you know, actually, I lie. You can usually assume they're going for Sky Toss, but don't just go blindly building Vikings. Vikings are a horrible counter to Sky Toss, okay? So anyways, I'm just playing this game standard, going for a basic build. Going to be opening up with a Reaper first to try and get a little scouting done. Try and maybe do a little bit of harass and go in for an early base. This map is called Doorless Hills. Yes, this one's Doorless Hills. This is actually a pretty good base, or a map to how you say macro on, so I'm just going to kind of show you real quick, break away from my camera. Going to be building a Reaper to go scout. I am with my allies, none other than Instant Agent, aka Spec. This was when the patch was buggy and it made all our names back to our like original Battle.net usernames or whatever. But anyways, and we're playing with the random ally Sith. So this says he's going to go for Sky Toss, and then my ally Spec says he's going to go ahead and go for some bio play. So right now I'm debating what I want to go. I'm either going to go for some mech play myself, or maybe take a lot of bases and try to go for some Sky Terran play. But we're going to send a Reaper on the map and kind of see what we find. Going to be taking bases. There are 4 relatively easy to secure bases back here. Then once these rocks are broken down, there's even 3 more bases that you and your allies can take. So there's a lot of room for expansions here. Going to be sending this Reaper out on the map. Let's try to chase down a little drone. It's going to be going back to my perspective for a moment. So anyways, as you can see from the get-go, a little early on, going to be going into the Protoss base, going to be throwing down a Reaper, going to be trying to harass the probes on the gas a little bit just to see, because usually Protoss will try to go for some gas tech heavy play, Sky Toss be it, if they don't cannon rush, and then the very rare DT rush. Well, maybe not that rare. It's either DT or Sky Toss. You rarely see a Protoss, you know, just say I'm going to take some bases and play like a standard style with Stalkers and Colossus. That just doesn't happen anymore. So anyways, do a little bit of Reaper harass. Reapers do take some damage. Going to be backing them out of the base because we don't want them to die. So we're going to let them regenerate. Going to go ahead and focus home. Going to be macroing up, getting a second gas. Going to be throwing up a factory. At this point, we really don't know what they're going on. So around 2.5 to 3 minute marks, always safe to get a missile turret in your mineral lines. If you're Zerg, play Spore Caller or Protoss. You don't really need to worry as Protoss. If you have a mothership, you can use it to counter the Oracle. But usually Oracles, when they're rushed, come around 2.5 to 3 minute mark. So anyways, going to be using the Reapers, going to be going back, try to do a little bit of damage, kind of scout, see what the Protoss up against. So it is 3.5 minutes. At this point, the Protoss is usually thrown down their tech. So it's either going to be Robo, or Stargate, or Twilight Council. So this way you kind of know what you need to counter. So I do have 3 Reapers, trying to do a little bit of damage. See, it's a couple of Zerglings here, and actually do manage to get just enough vision to see the Stargate for Harvest. And at this point, I know what I need to do. So Protoss is going to be going for some Stargate play. Going to be stopping the Reaper production and just focusing on macroing up a little bit. Going to be going up to Starport here pretty soon. Meanwhile, my ally is sending out a couple orbitals on the map. Going to be using my Reapers to go around the back and try to harass the mineral lines. So, going to be going down. Do see that he's taking the gold base here, so I know he is definitely trying to just turtle and macro up. Doesn't have a cannon or mothership here. Going to be getting some good probe kills and going to be trying to delay mining as long as possible. It does bring his mothership back. Going to be having to pull these Reapers out, but we don't want to lose them. Going to be still running around the map a little bit, and actually did misclick. Still trying to do a little bit of damage to the probes. Just going to be going up here. Just going to try to keep these Reapers alive and delay whatever mining and do whatever harassment I can to kind of slow down that Protoss Deathball. Going to use the camping here. They don't have the mothership in the position to have vision of the high ground, so we're going to be able to do a lot of damage. But the thing to remember when you're harassing is try to keep building at home. As you can see, I'm not doing the best job My minerals are starting to pile up a little bit, even though I'm still building SCVs, but I don't really have the production to spend on my minerals. Meanwhile, the Reapers are actually going to be going down. It does have one void ray out of the map, and this big Reaper is not going to do too much else. Going to be bringing it back on the map, and I actually do manage to see a hatchery there with one of my Reapers that was rallying. So maybe do a little bit of damage to that. But anyways, here's the part I want to focus on. We do have one Raven on the production tab and going to be researching Corvid reactors, which increase the starting energy of Ravens by 25. Okay? Do have our third base on the way, and I'm going to be taking 2 more gases. So I know the Protoss is going for Sky Toss. Now, there's a couple of options as a Terran. You can either build a lot of Marines, rush your upgrades for the Marines, kill the Protoss that way, as long as you have some medevacs to support. If you're playing mech, you can go for a couple of Thors. Now, Thors are decent against Sky Toss in low numbers. Like if there's only a handful of carriers or a handful of void rays, Thors are actually really good at dealing with that, but once they reach that critical mass, where there's just almost like maxed out or 3-4 base Protoss, and they have that huge Sky Toss Deathball, Thors are no longer a good option. They just get completely massacred. At that point, if you're playing ground mech, you probably want to switch into a lot of Widow Mines and slowly transition to Starport tech. But in this case, I am going to be going straight to the Starport. Now, there are a couple options here from the Starport. Battle cruisers are actually very good against carriers. Not so good against void rays, but they do good against carriers. So Yamato Cannon, 2 Yamatos can 2-shot, believe carriers and Tempest, and even the void rays. So if you manage to kite the void rays with Yamato Cannons, you can do okay against void rays too. But the secret here, guys, I'm going to focus in on this, is the Raven. Okay, the unit that sees the Dark Templars, the little robot guy, he used to have infinite turrets. This is the guy you want to go for if you're playing against Sky Toss. If you don't want to lose to Sky Toss anymore, if you want to counter them, learn how to play this Raven style. So I do have 2 more Starports on the way. Going to be getting this other research. I don't know if you guys know, but with the patch 3.8, there is a research called Recalibrated Explosives. Increases the Seeker missile damage by 30% and its tracking range by 50%. So at this point, we're going to be transitioning, trying to build a bunch of Ravens. You are going to pool a lot of minerals doing the strategy, so use them to throw down a lot of command centers, a lot of missile turrets, and you can either go for Hellions or just Marines. I wouldn't worry too much about the upgrades, just to kind of have a little bit of army to buffer, but we do have 3 Void Rays kind of moving out on the map. As you can see, he doesn't have that big of an army yet. We do have 1 missile turret here, and should be able to repair it to keep it alive. We did build a Banshee, try to destroy the destructible rocks, so we could go ahead and mine our back bases. Going to be lifting this off, but we do have Sith bringing his Void Rays here, going to be helping to deal with this counter push that's coming. But meanwhile, I'm just going to be back home. I'm just macroing. I'm just trying to build as many Ravens as I can. And the best part about Ravens is they're actually pretty decent against a lot of other army compositions as well. But the thing is, it's really gas heavy. So it's crucial for me to get this third base up and get these gases running, because you need at least 6 gas to start building a decent amount of Ravens. But ideally, you want 4 bases and at least 8 gas, and then you can really start cranking out the Raven production, even get the armor upgrades from the army to keep them alive a lot longer. We do have Sith here helping me break the back rocks. I am transitioning to Ravens. Meanwhile, the enemy team is just going to be going for more and more Protoss. He is committed to Sky Toss, does have 1 more Void Rays coming in, going to be taking up to Fleet Beacon, no doubt, here pretty soon, and transitioning into some carriers. If I know Protoss, I know that's what they do. So anyways, other Terran players going bio, the Zerg player is going for Roach Hydralisk, it looks like, but all of this is kind of irrelevant right now, because the point I'm trying to make is how to focus on defeating Sky Toss, and the rest of this is to come. Now, I did throw down 2 more command centers trying to burn some of my minerals, and I am going to be forced to kind of get out of here. But luckily, we do have a little bit of Void Rays from my ally here, and we do have my ally Instant Asian spec, because he did go for a ground by army. So we do lose that command center, kind of a little big hit here, but going to be moving in the Ravens, and actually I don't want it to look like I'm just fanning all over the place, so I'm just going to kind of slow it down. And bringing the Ravens back, do have 1 Banshee here as well. Going to be throwing down some point defense drones, and point defense drones block almost any ranged projectile, guys, so they are going to be crucial here at blocking the shots of these Hydralisks. I'm telling Spec, go ahead and bring your bio in. You shouldn't lose any, throwing down some point defense drones, and as you can see, these point defense drones blocking a lot of Hydra shots, bio able to just completely crush through the Hydralisk army that was here. A couple of Marines here for Revenant, but not going to be enough to deal with this. We do have a couple of Void Rays here for Sith. You're going to be able to hold this push off right now. But anyways, the thing we're still worried about is Protoss. He's just sitting back. He's gone up to 4 bases, still building a lot of Protoss air army, even getting the upgrades 1-1 on the way. And this is kind of the thing that's worrisome, because it's hard to, if you're not, like, it's hard to harass the Protoss, you know. If you're anywhere like low diamond and under, you usually don't have the mechanics or APM to kind of harass the Protoss and also keep macroing up yourself, because if you start harassing the Protoss, you don't do enough damage, then you fall behind because you fail to like build more command centers and keep up with your SV production and macro. But anyways, as you can see, Protoss 4 bases. Let's go back to the main screen. Gotta get that base secured as soon as possible. Even gonna be landing a command center over here to get my 7th and 8th gas. And now that we're at 8 gas, this is where we're gonna really start to be able to crank out a lot of Ravens. Now, as you can see, we've got a load of minerals, guys. So if you're playing with a Zerg ally or someone who can remax quick or Protoss a lot of warp gates, I recommend you tell your allies that you're gonna be pulling a lot of minerals. That way they can request from you, take expansions, and do a lot of stuff. But the point that we're doing is we're working on Ravens. Now, Ravens cost 200 gas, 100 minerals. If we go on like the Protoss economy, look at this. Carriers cost 350 minerals, 250 gas, 86-second build time. Void Rays are like 250 minerals, 150 gas, 43-second build time. Ravens here, only 43-second build time, so same as a Void Ray. A little more expensive than the Void Ray, but a lot cheaper than the Carrier. So if you are on par with your macro skills against the Protoss going SkyToss, if you guys are even remotely similar skill levels, you should be able to have more than enough Ravens to deal with whatever SkyToss army comes. And we're going to talk about the engagement here as it comes. But right now we're just focusing on getting our economy going, making sure we throw down some planetary fortresses. Got a Banshee out on the map doing a little scouting, but nothing too busy, nothing too major going on. Going to be getting the armor upgrades. Do have +2, going to be getting +3 here as soon as we can afford it. But right now we want to work on getting as many Ravens as we can. The upgrades will come second. You can get the structure armor upgrade from the engineering bay. That increases the armor of structures by 2. But keep in mind that point defense drone is a structure, and so is auto turret. So they do benefit from that armor upgrade. And also the ranged upgrade that costs 100. It does give plus range to the Raven auto turret, planetary fortresses, which you'll probably have a lot of because you're going to be having a lot of minerals. So whenever you play this style, it's usually a good idea to build a lot of planetary fortresses and missile turrets. You can build Hellions because they benefit from the armor upgrades from the armory, or you can build Marines, but I don't like building Marines because then you're kind of tempted to get medevacs and stim, and it just kind of derails you from going for the Raven thing. So anyways, right now, actually, a little blunder for me, I forgot to get that gas saturated, but we do have 4 bases up and running, got a lot of minerals burning out, so just using them to build planetary fortresses at the back entrances. Do have a good amount of Ravens here. We do have a decent amount, and a lot of them have Seeker Missile ready to go. And this is kind of the moment of truth where Protoss is getting a pretty big Deathball and they're getting ready to move out on the map and do a lot of damage. As you can see, this guy's got like 12 Void Rays, 4 carriers, and his mothership all ready to go. And he is going to be coming in to do a little harassment. And even this army has 2 upgrades, guys. So he is going to be pushing in, and this is where you really want to utilize your Ravens. So as you can see, if you go in bio, obviously Marines will be pretty good at doing this and scaring it off, but on a map like this where there's a lot of airspace, the SkyToss army can just literally run away. Even my ally does have SkyToss himself, but he doesn't have the mothership yet. He's got 5 carriers and only 4 Void Rays, and Void Rays are really good against carriers, guys. In case you don't know, they can focus them down and pretty much make them evaporate almost instantly. So we don't really have that much to counter the SkyToss army. We do have Spec on the other side of the map doing a drop at the Protoss main base, going to be trying to halt production as much as he can, but the buyer for Revenant here is coming home to kind of help deal with this. Going to be getting a concave, even some lurkers from Doom Ninja. But we're going to focus on this engagement right here, because this is the one a lot of people struggle with. This big SkyToss Deathball just comes out on the map, and it's really hard, and no one really kind of knows how to deal with it, at least from what I've noticed. So anyways, as you can see, my allies at home has a little bit of SkyToss force, but Spec is out on the map doing a Doom drop. Going to be losing this base. The SkyToss army just completely going to town. My ally here going to be bringing his carriers back, going to be trying to fight this army, but it does look like Harvest has superior upgrades compared to my ally, and he does have the superior army force. Now, he's not actually microing his Void Rays. He's attacking the Interceptors, which is a little blunder on his part, but this is kind of the engagement you want to get in. So as you can see, the weakness of SkyToss is that the army tends to clump up. What is Seeker Missile good against? Anything that clumps. SkyToss is also very slow, excluding Phoenixes. So Seeker Missiles will always connect with Sky Toss, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So this is a scenario I frequently find myself in. Enemy Sky Toss is moving across the map. I go for Ravens. Big fight comes. We use rapid fire. Send off a volley of our seeker missiles. And I'm just going to let this tell you everything you need to know. And there you go. Sky Toss all pretty much no more. A lot of these carriers in the red, they weren't as clumped up as they can normally be. But we're just coming back with our Ravens, going to be throwing out a few more seeker missiles to deal with the rest. And then at this point we can start dropping some auto turrets to pick off the rest of the Sky Toss balls coming in. We do have our own mothership now, and these Ravens have successfully dismantled the Sky Toss ball. Now, at this point Protoss lost everything. He's kind of down to nothing, but we still have all our Ravens, guys. We do have Terran moving in with a little Bioforce here, but we do have a lot of carriers going to be able to deal with this. Trying to morph this into Planetary Fortress. The carriers going to be back now. Going to be bringing the Ravens in. Going to be throwing down some auto turrets to help deal with this. Now, auto turrets have a short duration on the ground, but they do a lot of damage while they're there, guys. Like, they can literally eat through things very quick. So they are really good at dealing with large, slow units like Sky Toss. So even after the Seeker missiles are gone, you're running out of energy. Auto turrets still do pretty good against them. So we should be moving out of the map here pretty soon. Going to be pushing in. Going to be trying to kill these Protoss bases. And if we're lucky, we might actually have him get another semi-big army that we can Seeker missile again. So anyways, carriers going to be moving down. We have some lurkers and hydras coming in for the Zerg player. Going to be taking a 5th base, and this is where we can just pretty much build Ravens for days. Even going to be throwing down a command center over here at some point. No, I lied. It's not a command center. It's just my Raven Cloud. Protoss moving in, building a lot of missile turrets. It's an age to take another base. And we're just kind of waiting. Right now, all we got to do is focus on building more Ravens, saving up our energy. The thing is, once you kill the Sky Toss ball and Seeker missile, it's very hard for them to come back, and you usually still have all of your Ravens as long as you're not doing anything stupid. And by the time another Sky Toss ball comes or forms up, you should have enough Seeker missiles recharged. As you can see, a lot of our Ravens are already full energy and ready to get Seeker missiles again. He just started building another mothership. He just got a couple more carriers into the fight, but now we're moving out on the map, and we're going to put the aggression on the enemy team. So as you can see, big fight going down, big fall of Sky Toss going to be throwing out a big volley of Seeker missiles, and everything on the air and on the ground is going to get hit by the splash damage. A lot of damage, and all the carriers, all the interceptors pretty much just instantly evaporate. One carrier here not going to be doing anything, and all we hear is boom from Sith. A couple Hydralisks going down, but should be able to throw down some point defense drones if we have the energy to block this, but actually see a couple Widow Mines coming, and a good hit from Widow Mines could actually get my whole Raven Cloud out of the game. So I'm not going to be overextending, just going to be kind of falling back a little bit, throwing down a point defense drone, some auto turrets, and as you can see, point defense drones going to be doing great at keeping these Hydras alive. Auto turrets going to be doing a lot of damage on the ground, and these carriers from my team are just pretty much wrecking the enemy. And as you can see, Revenant has decided to go for some Vikings. Vikings are really not good against Sky Toss. They are good against dealing with air and kind of zoning things out. So if you have like a big line of turrets and you have some Vikings behind that, kind of help ward things off, that's where they shine the best. Or if you're really good at just kiting Void Rays, but it's really hard to kite Void Rays now since Void Rays got the speed buff. And carriers are hard to kite because they have obviously have the interceptors. So anyways, as you can see, we've crippled Sky Toss twice with 2 volleys of Seeker missiles. Now I haven't got like a major big splash damage kill, but I guarantee you I've just completely wrecked 200 supply armies of Sky Toss by just going for Raven play. And the best part about it is it's good. It just helps support your team. Like I can use a point defense drone to aid fights against other army compositions like Hydralisk. They've even blocked Viking shots. Like it's just a genuinely really good unit to team in, especially if you have the economy for it. We do have Spec going to be moving in, going to be destroying the Protoss bases here. Did try to take some expansions up north, but not be able to deal with it. Is transitioning to Tempest, which I'm not sure why. Maybe that was a misclick because point defense drone actually blocks Tempest shots. So if you have a PDD out, a Tempest will literally sit there depressed for an hour. So as you can see, they one shot every like 1 second something, and PDD just pretty much blocks 20 of those. Alright, so we are going to be moving in, a little bit of Hydras coming out of the map, shouldn't be much instead. Throwing down a couple defense drones, going to be keeping the Raven alive. Throwing down a few Seeker missiles, then just going to be transitioning and throwing down a couple of auto turrets here. So doing a lot of damage to the Hydralisk carriers, going to be wrecking the Hydralisk. These Hydras do have 2 upgrades, but they are just going to get completely wrecked by these auto turrets. A couple of lurkers here, but these auto turrets should be able to do them very quickly. Throwing down a lot of auto turrets now. just securing the fight for ourselves. We're going to be slowly pushing into the main base of the enemy. Carrier's going to be finishing off this last base, going to be moving in with the Ravens, and we should see a GG here pretty soon. And as you can see, we still have our Raven army. We do have 3 upgrades. We've just focused on taking a lot of bases, getting planetary fortresses to help defend key choke points since we do have the extra minerals. And we're just building a lot of Ravens, and you don't even need to be maxed out on Ravens, guys. I mean, if you supplemented to build some Hellions, Hellbats, Marines, probably be maxed out with this supply here. But, you know, obviously I could be building some of that, but I'm kind of just being lazy and just focusing on Ravens. So I don't feel like microing the 2 different army compositions. Ravens require a lot of micro to keep them alive. You really need to pay attention to just one blunder and just lose your entire Ravens out. And then you're in a bad spot. But usually against Protoss, they don't really have an AOE air attack. So we're going to be throwing down another volley of secret missiles against a lot of Hydras. Some good splits coming down from the unit, but it doesn't look like a big chunk of them there. And it's going to be throwing down a couple more auto turrets to help deal with this. Slowly pushing in, slowly going to be taking the game. Skytoss is completely out of it. Drop coming down from Instant Age, going to be destroying these back bases over here. And we should see them leaving slowly, and that is pretty much the key, guys. So as you can see, we pretty much dealt with Skytoss, I dare say, pretty much easy. It was pretty easy with Ravens. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different, not really a usual gamecast like I usually do. I kind of wanted this to be somewhat of a tutorial. But Ravens are really the answer, guys. I've been using Ravens a lot and playing around with the strategy a lot, and I've had immense success at dealing with Skytoss, okay? Like, Seeker Missile is a gift from God. The Terran Lords have given us the answer to deal with all Skytoss threats in the form of the Seeker Missile. Now, there is one notable thing to watch out for. If they do have a mothership with them, the mothership can recall and take the whole Skytoss army back to the home base. So just be careful if they do have a mothership. Okay, this is something kind of, if you're maybe Diamond League and above, that your opponent might have the APM to kind of pull this off and get his army out of trouble just in time. So if you're playing against a more skilled opponent, don't rapid fire and blow off all your Seeker missiles at the same time. Just throw off like maybe 3 to 5. They'll usually run away, and then the thing about that is, well, at least they're not attacking you anymore. They had to run home. If it's like anyone below Diamond League, usually you don't have to worry about it. Just throw off all your Seeker missiles. They probably don't have the APM to go home and warp everything back with the mothership in time. And if they do, it's still not instant. It takes a couple seconds for mothership to warp. So odds are you'll still probably make the connections you need to make and deal with the Skytoss ball. So anyways, leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment if you want to see more, or if you have any questions, or if you want to see more games with me going Raven against Skytoss. I'd be happy to post some more because I've got a lot of them to show. Anyways, please subscribe. Join the team game community. My name is TeamSC, and I'll see you guys on the next one.